This trade changes the entire landscape of the NHL, as well as the Florida Panthers add some veteran help through their bottom six, and we'll break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Hattrick HQ. But before we get into it, I just want to say we're on the road for 3,500 subscribers here now. We just hit 3,000. Again, we're just going to thank you guys for your support on the channel. If you're not subscribed already to the channel, make sure down below, hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. Well, with that said, let's get right into the first topic of the video today, which is Jets make huge acquisition. And as we take a look here from Frank Ciravelli on Twitter, he says the NHL Jets acquire Tyler Toffoli from New Jersey for a 2025 second-round pick and a 2024 third-round pick. And also not mentioned in this tweet, Tyler Toffoli does come in at 50% retained salary, which is a great trade in my opinion. And as we take a look at Tyler Toffoli, obviously this guy has been a great goal scorer throughout his career here in the NHL, has been a great offensive talent on all teams he's been a part of. And so far this season, through 61 games, he has 44 points, 26 goals, 18 assists with the New Jersey Devils. And if we want to take a look at where we may see him slot in here, I think he immediately slots in up here on this top line with Scheifele and Kyle Connor, taking Vladislav Lemestikov's spot here on the top line right wing. Or you could see him maybe right off the bat maybe play with his old pal Sean Monahan from his days in Montreal here on this second line with Nikolai Ehlers. And Mark, I think this trade is just phenomenal for the Winnipeg Jets, adding, such a great goal scorer, an elite offensive player in the NHL, and I think this is just going to speak volumes for this Winnipeg Jets team going down the stretch.
Yeah, the first thing is when you look at Sean Monahan as a player, he's not going to be your most skilled player. He's not going to be your fastest player. But this guy has a great shot. He has a great hockey IQ. He can open up a lot of scoring opportunities, not only for himself, but for other teammates. Getting him onto this Jets team is going to add a lot, especially with them making this deep run. I mean, right now, they have Connor Hellebuck, who's looking like the clear-cut Vezina candidate, like one of the best goalies in the league, if not the best. So adding in more firepower with picking up like Sean Monahan, Tyler Toffoli, is going to be huge for this Jets team. Right now, Tyler Toffoli's on his fourth Canadian team, so it seems like he wants to make a stop in every Canadian city that has a team and play there. The big thing with this is there was a lot of reports coming out from the Devils that they were looking for a high-end pick, maybe a high-end prospect, whatever it might be, and it seems like the Jets got him for a lot cheaper. So it's nice to see that he made it to the Jets team. I think playing with Sean Monahan would be a great reunion. If not, this guy can slot straight into your top six, add much-needed firepower and offense. He's not going to lay a ton of hits, but he is a big body. He'll make his presence on the ice, and I think the last time Jets fans really seen an impact from Tyler Toffoli was when the Habs play them in the playoffs. So at least they'll be on the other end of this now, where they get a guy that's going to come in, score clutch goals, and hopefully bring them to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. As a Montreal Canadiens fan, I love Tyler Toffoli during his time in Montreal. This guy's such a fun player to watch. Like you said, he's not going to blow by people with his speed or anything, but it's his shot that really has his impact here. I mean, he can pick the corners better than most NHLers, and I think this is a great pickup for the Winnipeg Jets. It's really going to spark their offense here. And like you said, this team is looking really good to make a deep playoff run here. They have one of the best goalies, if not the best goalie in the league with Hellebuck, and now adding an offensive powerhouse with Tyler Toffoli is really going to be great here. But if we see him up here on this top line, Mark, with Kyle Connor, this could be, a sneaky great goal-scoring line.
The big thing with Tyler Toffoli, too, the Devils are having a bit of a struggle this season. We're seeing a lot of woes with their goaltending. Their offense is still pretty good, but the big thing is the Jets are getting a 30-goal score for only a second and a third. This is going to be a guy, like we've been saying, that's going to come in, score in big moments. The only concern about this is, and I think the reason why the price was so low, there's a lot of reports saying he wanted to go to a Western Conference team, maybe like LA. So there's a chance that he does stay in Winnipeg. He could grow to love the city. They can make a deep run and he extends. But even at a rental cost, this is just a perfect price to give up for a guy that's going to come in, can play in your top six, can play in your top penalty kill, and score you 30 goals throughout the season and also get you clutch goals in the playoffs.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. I think this guy's going to make an immediate impact in this organization and with this team, and I can't wait to see him put on a Winnipeg Jets jersey here very shortly, because I think this guy is going to be a phenomenal player here. He's been a phenomenal player wherever he's been in his career. Like you said, he's kind of been around the block a bit here in Canada, and now landing with this Winnipeg Jets team, who is kind of a little bit of an underrated team in my eyes. I know a lot of people do have them as Stanley Cup favorites here, but when you look at the Vancouver Canucks, obviously these two teams are going to be battling it out, and I think with the addition of Tyler Toffoli, this could really put them over the edge and get them over the hump. But we want to hear from you guys. Let us know down below in the comment section, what do you think about the Tyler Toffoli trade to Winnipeg? I think both of us love this deal here. Like you said, even if it's a rental, I think this is still going to work out in Winnipeg's favor. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video here, which is Panthers add depth. And as we take a look from Darren Dreger, he says Okposo to Florida for a 7th, but the 7th is conditional and it turns into a 5th if the Panthers win the Cup. And obviously, Mark, I mean, Kyle Okposo has had a tenured career here in the NHL, now at 35, looking to get back into the playoffs for the first time in 8 years with this Florida Panthers team. Now with 61 games played this season, he has 22 points. Obviously, a great defensive player as well, can provide some offense through the bottom 6 for this Florida Panthers team. And if we just bring up where we think he may fit here, I mean, you could make the case from on that third line, right wing, with Lundell and Luostarinen, or, he could easily slot in on this fourth line and add some offense to this fourth line in replace of Ryan Lundberg. But Mark, I really like this trade. Obviously, Kyle Okposo has been a great player during his time here in the NHL. Hasn't really got a look at some Stanley Cup playoff hockey over the last little while. But, I mean, obviously, he was the captain. He's going to bring a lot of mentorship, a lot of leadership to this team, and really try to get them through this playoffs.
So the big thing is we're seeing the Florida Panthers look like an absolute powerhouse. They continue to add. They added Tarasenko. There's reports coming out they were looking at Max Pacioretty, but it seemed like they swung to get a more experienced guy. I know both of them are roughly around the same age, give or take a couple of years. But the big thing with Okposo, you're getting a big body guy. He can lay you a couple hits. He was a captain. I know Pacioretty was as well. But the big thing is you're getting this guy with experience. He might not have a ton of playoff games, but he knows what it takes to play in the Stanley Cup, or not, in the playoffs. A guy that plays on rebuilding teams, on a middling team. He knows what it feels like to play in every aspect of the game. And getting this leadership, the mentor, this captain material to inject into your bottom 6 is going to be a huge impact on this team. He might not go out and score a goal or a point every night, but just having someone there to keep everyone's heads on their shoulders is going to be a lot bigger than a lot of people are thinking. And for a 7th round pick, it's just a low risk, huge reward type trade.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with you. I think this is a phenomenal trade by the Florida Panthers, bringing this guy in, and kudos to the Buffalo Sabres for giving this guy a shot to play the playoffs again. I mean, obviously, Buffalo's not in the position to be in the playoffs this year, so for them to kind of ship him out to get a chance to compete for a Stanley Cup is great. I really like that, from the Buffalo Sabres to do that. But like you said, Kyle Okposo is going to make a great impact here. Like you said, we might not get on the score sheet every night, but the Florida Panthers have so much young talent here throughout this bottom 6 that I really think that Kyle Okposo really come in, take him under his wing, and kind of show him the ropes of the league. Obviously, they know what it takes to win. Kyle Okposo has been on losing teams. He knows what it takes, maybe to get out of a slump if you're down in a playoff series. So I think this is what he's going to bring to the table here in Florida, and I'm really excited for this guy to be back in the playoffs for the first time in 8 years. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think down below about the Kyle Okposo trade. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to our boy Daniel. Shout out to you, Daniel, day one supporter here on the channel. He says, congratulations, my boys, for making the 3K. Well deserved. Cheers. Shout out to you, Daniel, for always supporting us through the 7-8 months we've been making videos here on the channel. Really appreciate seeing your support down in the comment section daily. And I mean, like you said, we hit 3,000, and we're only up from here. I mean, 3,000 in 8 months is a great success for, in my opinion. I think we've done great with this channel, and love to see all your guys' support down below in the comment section. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to go down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We just hit 3,000 subscribers. We're on the road for 3,500. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure to go down below, hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy the NHL, make sure to check out this video we did on some trades earlier today. And it's a great video, so make sure to go check it out. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Mark Pye. Keep your stick on the ice.